Hi, beautiful Restful Faith family. My name is Jackie. I am returning to van life after a year off. I did van life for 3 years, but by the time I stopped doing it, I was ready for a change. I was ready to get settled in. And so for the past year, it'll be a year in March. For the past year, I've been staying on the couch at a friend's house. It's been such a blessing. She opened up her home to me. It's her family's home. They opened up their home. Yeah, that's been a blessing, but it's time. So I've got about a month. And so I am going to get this van ready. And I want to share that with you, what I plan to do differently than what I did for 3 years living van life. So my goals with this, I've got 3 main goals. The first goal is to become financially stable and secure. Stewarding what God's placed in my hand well. Something I hadn't really ever done in the past, and actually getting it to multiply. So that's goal number 1, to be financially stable. Number 2, the goal, how I'm going to fund that, is to grow my resume writing business. And the Lord is helping me with that, to carve out my own niche in that industry that's so saturated. And then number 3 is to travel, to overcome my fear of the road, the anxiety and the panic attacks that have kept me from traveling. There's somebody. People keep pulling up next to me. Let's see. Yeah, there's all these extra cars. Well, it is the middle of the day, so. Okay, y'all. This van hasn't really been lived in a year, but it's just been storage. This, van life planning, brainstorming, planning out every area of the van. I've got the kitchen area, the dining and the office area, living in the bedroom area. Sorry for the makeup. And I think the bathroom and shower area. And then the miscellaneous things. My kitchen area is going to go in here, of course. All right, we've got my cutting board to prepare the food. We're going to get this all cleaned off and degreased. And then I've got my gas 1 stove. I'm going to have to get some more butane. We have a place for, a backup place for the butane. And then as part of the kitchen, I've got more dishes and stuff. But get these all cleaned off, and this will be my silverware drawer. Right now I've got 1 spoon, 1 fork, and 1 knife. I had 2 of each when I started, but they kind of got lost. So, more than 1 knife, but you know what I mean. So the kitchen area is going to take up, there's a drawer for the silverware, a plastic bin for the pots, pans, and dishes. Right now they're sitting in this cloth bin, and I've got to buy a plastic bin for all my dishes, but they've just been hanging out in there. Let's see what I got. Plates, bowl, coffee cups, of course. Got a strainer. I like to make rice a lot. We've got this for needs to be washed out, but that'll be for leftovers. For pancakes. And then I have a pot, but there's also a pan that I have as well. And then these are just for extra storage. So that's really all that I found that I needed. And then, we've got in here, I've got my coffee, French press, and then another coffee cup back here. And then, so I'm going to have another bin for condiments, and what I think I'm going to do is take all these condiments out of this bin and put them in here. And then use this for clothes or something else, and then have an empty space for tall pantry items. And I don't need much, because we're going to have this cooler here that I've used before, and I had a whole system with ice and everything. It was a hot mess a lot of the time, but it worked. I got to actually store my leftovers. Oh, and I also have my water jug, which will keep that filled. And I gotta get dish soap, paper towels, extra butane, Clorox wipes, and some sandwich bags. And I think that will complete my kitchen area. Alright, next is my dining and office area. So I want a designated place for my office and for dining. I don't want to just sit on the bed each time. I want it to feel like I'm working. And since my bed right now is kind of more of a hammock style bed, it doesn't have that secure. It's very comfortable to sleep in, but to sit on, like what I'm doing now, I'd have to sit on the edge. And so plan is to sit on this ottoman. Let me try it now. Oh, let's see if my head. There we go. I am on the ottoman, and I've got a little space. And then I can pull this ottoman up, possibly to this counter, and put my laptop on there. Let's see. And work from there. Take this window covering off, park somewhere where there's trees and pretty stuff where I can look up and look out the window, because that's a dream of mine. I'd love to have an office with huge windows, a house with big windows, and where you can look outside, like inside, outside, nature, sorry. Let's fix that. Yeah, inside, outside area. So I'm either going to work from here, or if I'm in a hurry, I don't feel like coming back here, what I usually do sometimes is work from here. And then my office equipment will consist of my backpack. This pink backpack that's up here that has all my office stuff. Well, not all of it. So I guess this drawer too, because I don't want, this drawer, I don't want all this extra stuff. If I'm drawing and things like that, map colors in here, got some extra pens and everything. So that'll just stay in here. And then I'm gonna need an empty square or someplace. I still have to downsize these. There's a lot of paperwork I've accumulated that have just come with me. There's like birth certificates and stuff in there. And so we're gonna have a nice, neat, filed and organized place for that. And then all my extra books are gonna go under the bed, which I'll show you. They already kind of are. Oops, there's my memory foam. Oops. As you can see, there's a lot of books here, and there's more books. I haven't really touched these books in the whole year I've been here. So that tells me that I probably don't need all of them. Probably just holding on to a lot of them for sentimental reasons. Because in my apartment, I had probably about 4 or 5 big bins worth of books, like big cardboard boxes full of books. And my sister and her husband helped me move. My sister was like, "Why do you have all these books?" She's like, "Once you read them, you should get rid of them." I'm like, "No." I'm gonna have books under the bed, and then a few on display, strategic, like books and the plants, trying to make it look homey. This board is messy. I'll make sure to vacuum and clean this up first. So I always eat on this board. Like I cook on that one, and then I eat on this one, and then we can set our laptop and stuff on it when we sit up here up front. So there's additional stuff that needs to be considered, like all my electronics. I plan to put them in this armrest, which does open up. So all the electronics will go in there. And I'm going to have a small junk drawer. Ta-da! And so there's junk in here, plus a full square. So far that's 1, 2, 3. My to-do list for that is to continue to downsize, get rid of old paperwork, and to organize. Okay, so next is my living and bedroom area, where I'm gonna hang out, TV, movies, clothes, things like that, shoes. And I'm trying to think what else we do in a living room. We'll have the bed. This red thing back here is a seat. I'll make sure that's covered up. Or I've got space behind this here to put stuff. Oh, stuff fell. Oh no! My lavender. Hold on. My bad. Okay, my fake lavender. I've tried to keep real plants in here. They just don't do well with the extreme temperatures. I hate it. Yes, we have the bed. So I guess on this ottoman that I'm sitting on right here will be, I'll put the TV there, which is my laptop, to watch movies, or just lay down and watch them on my lap, which is probably what happens more times than not. And then all my sweaters and winter clothes and stuff. They'll either go, because these 2 pillows are stuffed with winter stuff. I have a ton more back at my friend's house, but we'll just make a nice sleep pile and let them be extra cushion. We'll kind of probably put them underneath the sheet and underneath the sleeping bag that I have here. And then so I have, this is clothes under here. I have these 3 extra bins. I'm gonna put the main clothes in this ottoman, and then I'm gonna use where is it at? Is it behind me? Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna use this thing for like blankets and stuff. So all these books and stuff is gonna come out of that. Let's see here. Cubbies. Phone, book, Bible, tissue, chopstick. Oh, these cubbies. Okay. So as far as the bedroom, we have nightstands. And so I've got plenty of little cubby spaces here. I've got these on here and then those on that side. We're going to make sure that like the stuff that you can easily grab, that you like only grab the phone, a book, the Bible, tissue, chopsticks. Oh, chapstick. Sorry. And then the keyboard is going to be the back of the van. I'll have to figure out a system for when I want to practice the keyboard. I guess just go to a park, open up the back, because it's already there. It's on the back. And then pull it out, bring it back here, and I can actually sit on the van and have it stretch the length of here, I think. I may have to move this. And then I can practice. But it might be a little bit of a hassle to get it out and put it back. That might be a deterrent from me practicing the piano like I need to, but we'll see. Maybe I'll be dedicated. And then I'll need a place for my shoes, which I normally kept them just under the seat in the passenger seat, because I just made sure I didn't have very many, but I have more now, so we'll stuff them under this passenger seat and under the driver's seat. That should be plenty. Okay, so bath and shower. My handwriting is getting sloppy. So we're going to need 1 square for toiletries. Bam. Right now they're just kind of hanging out here. Yeah, a lot of stuff. There's just random stuff, but all my toiletries are at my friend's house right now. This can go in the junk drawer once I clean it up. But I had bought this one to put my toiletries in, so we might use that. And we have extra. I love that I have extra bins. It's such a blessing. And extra carpet. And we're gonna need a drawer for hair and accessories. I'm out of drawers. And do we need a junk drawer? I may put hair accessories in here and just, cause I don't get to these very often, but I get to the hair accessories more than I get to this stuff. Yeah, there's electronics in here. Yeah, this may all just, except for this. Yeah, this may all just go into the, this is probably going to be the hair tie stuff, and then we'll have this bin for my toiletries. I need to get trash covers. This, I'll just be honest with you, was not this one in particular, because this one is new. It's just dirty. I haven't used this one, but when I do use it on the road, that's an emergency restroom for the middle of the night. I have driven to convenience store when I first started, and that's just too much for pain, especially if it's cold outside. Oh, somebody pulled up right next to me. This place is hopping. So for showers, I have my gym bag. I usually roll it up and keep it here, and there's a lock. Keep it behind this seat, and then there's a lock and a key. Where are my gym equipment? Is it in here? What in the world did I do with my gym equipment? I have boxing gloves. Oh, I think they're back here. Yeah, that's what I was going to do. They're in this black bag. I've got my window washer thing. No, window washer. I've got the ice remover thing. I got some extra. Ouch! But yeah, there we go. My resistance bands are on the bottom. My back foam roller for my back. And then my yoga mat, my stretching mat, is at my friend's house. Okay, maybe I need a new system for the toilet. I'm actually getting me a toilet instead of using the trash can that I use. And then the shower, of course, is at the gym. And got him a walking stick. Shower, yeah. But for the week, if I don't feel like showering at the gym, because it gets old sometimes, showering in public. Baby wipes in a bowl and a towel for the days I do not go to the gym. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make for these goals that I have. And then lastly is my miscellaneous section. Heater and fan, they're going to alternate, I guess, just sitting right back here. Heater in the winter, fan in the summer. Extra propane and butane, I got to figure out where to store it. Tools and a maroon bin. I have my tools in here. Let's see here. Got a hammer, got some adhesive, some little Velcro stuff, screwdrivers. I have a large extension cord that my sister bought for me for my birthday or for Christmas, because I would park outside of her townhouse and use her electricity. And then flags. So I have some flags that were given to me last year. Oh, here's a bottom of them. Beautiful flags for worshiping, for singing and worship. A place for everything and everything in its place. That is the goal. I did not want to be fishing around for stuff that got so old. Okay. The next order of business to plan are my days. What to do when. So these are the activities that I do through my day. I go to the gym, I go to the grocery store, I go to the laundry, I go to take care of business, like going downtown and going to the bank and getting the mail and all kinds of stuff. I want that to be on a set day. FFF, oh, I put fast food Fridays. Friday is my Sabbath, my rest, my day off. Clean van is going to be once a week, and then I gave myself a daily routine. Hello, this is Editing Jackie. I am editing this video right now. I realize it's very, very long already, and so there's a lot more that I filmed about planning my life, my van life. It's just going to have to go on the next video. So the next video in this series is a 3-part series. Today we talked about planning. Next week, you'll actually see me get in here and organize the van and get the van ready. Everything that I said I was going to plan, we're going to put it in place next week. Then the final week, we're going to put up all our decorations, finally. They've been sitting in the van for probably almost a year. We're going to put that up, and I'm going to give you a van tour so you can see everything. Then the van is ready to go. It's going to be washed, cleaned, vacuumed. My curtains are going to be up. My lights are going to be up around here. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. Thank you so much for planning with me. Let me know what you think. Is this something that you would do? Planning out your van life?